Hey everyone, welcome back to BMX News, a weekly BMX news show that I do live every Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Except this time we did it at 10:30 because I went out to breakfast with my family. I'm gonna take a drink real quick. The scene's not dead. Good call. S&M Bicycles, S&M Beanie. We're live. We've got a bunch of people in the chat. Travis Tram, Sean Chambers, DFL, Jay Huck, Karinsky's in the chat. He's a member. Thank you. Salty BMXer, Flippin' Zenke. The scene's not dead. Who else? Tech 6, Cole Grove, Stuart Gibson. Everybody, thank you for tuning in. Kevin Jackson's in here as well. And with that being said, I have a bit of a sore throat, so I'm going to try my best, but it hurts. First thing we have to talk about is another huge bummer of a thing to talk about. Let me figure this out. That should be okay. I'm not sure when this happened or any details behind it, but I suppose that Gregory Dixon, Midwest BMX guy, photographer, good dude overall, has passed away. I didn't know him super well. We talked a lot when he would come to Rays. We'd talk for a long time. And it seems from the impact that he's had on people like Brian Fitch and Rolly Flash that he's a great asset to BMX in the Midwest. And it really sucks to see things like this happen. So I hope that everybody is doing okay. And the end of this is a really good kind of message for everybody. Mental health is real and we all need to talk to people. My phone is always on and I will always listen. Keep an eye on your loved ones. Absolutely. Memorial Jam at Four Seasons on Sunday at 5. There's that as well. I wasn't sure because I didn't see any like posts or anything like that. So if you can be there, from Jeff K. Okay, cool. Memorial Jam at Four Seasons on Sunday at 5 if you can be there. So rest in peace, Greg Dixon, and I hope everybody can come together Sunday and have a good time in his memory. Next, we got a bunch of different highlights things to talk about this week. First up, Brad Sims has his own signature colorway on 510, on a 510 shoe, and there's a promo video for it. This is a fun promo with a lot of different riding in it. I mean, different types of riding. He's riding on all different types of bikes, and it's only a minute long, but it's a good video overall. Figured that was noteworthy. Man, my throat is killing me. Next up, Tom Hagen. Stop me if you've seen this one before. 46 years old. Holy cow, I cannot wait to watch this. I'm going to do a react video to this one just because this dude is incredible. And from the way that people talked about his riding, it was like he's just doing these insane tricks, like 900 taps and 5 tapping a big sub box. First try. Just awesome. So I can't wait to watch this one. Next up, Next Generation Jam 2023, the date of it at Foster Bike Park, formerly known as Malali. Saturday, August 26th at noon. Foot down skid contest, prizes, and more. Kids only bike event. Hulk Hogan. That's a good one. Yo, there's 25 people in here. Shout out to you guys. Next up, we've got the men and women's finals highlights from Fise Brussels 2023. So this is 22 minutes. Yeah, this is 22 minutes of everybody in finals from the men, and then like 47 minutes of everybody in the finals for the women. So check those out if you missed it and you want to watch. Then we get into the videos from this week, starting with the shortest, moving to the longest. Animal Bikes, Ralph Sinisi, Let Him Have It section. Short but sweet. Ralph has front and back brakes on his bike these days, and he uses those front and back brakes in this video, and it was sick to watch. Knows pivot 180 over like a street setup to fakie. Nose pick to fakie on another setup. Really cool. Love seeing stuff like this. And then the music, it's just classic animal bikes in my mind as far as the music and the spots and everything. Next up, Craig Passero's Built Different section from S&M. This one, Craig Passero's got to be one of the most underrated riders ever. The dude, he's pro on S&M, but the stuff he's doing, I feel like people just sleep on Craig Passero. He opens this section with a half cab manual 180. Watch this. He comes up here, 180's up this. So like people, lose their minds when Brad Sims does a really high bunny hop to manual 180 on something that's really small. Well, watch this. He does a cab manual 180 on a 2x6. What? Just insane. So definitely watch this one and give Craig Passero some props. Next up, we the people at Chevy Chase Skate Park. And I'm going to be totally honest. All I want to know from this is this named after the actor? That's all I want to know. Dan Crook's in this one, Dan Banks and Riley Smith getting down at Chevy Chase Skate Park. Chevy Chase has a skate park named after him? That's my question. Does he? Is it? Crazy. Next up, GT, Shane and Dylan Leeper. Can you film this section from their full-length video? Solid video overall. The music kind of took me out of it a little bit, but I think that was just also me being like, tired and everything watching this morning. It was a really solid video riding wise and filming wise, other than me just not enjoying the music fully. Then we got Tyler Veach, The Secret video, a video for The Secret bike shop. And this is a solid video, super technical, some burly stuff in here as well. If you haven't seen a ton from Tyler, definitely check this one out to see a bit more. And this dude shreds. Where's my water? I'm about to cough. Next up, Mongoose BMXers on big bikes. We got Kevin Peraza, Nikita, and Maddie Kramer riding big bikes at the Bentonville Bike Fest. Oh, and Brandon Hopkins. He wasn't listed on up here. And we got another Fit Unlock the Spot video, this time with Justin Spreet. This is from the F It All video. And just the behind the scenes and the extended cuts, because as we all know, there's way more that goes into things than just the landed riding clips. And it's cool to see what actually goes into some things, the behind the scenes, the stuff that just didn't make it cut. Looks like it's not named after the actor. Dang it. That's okay. I don't really care. I just wanted to know. But anyways, check this one out if you want to see what went into Justin Spreet making his section for F It All with Fit. Then, if there's one video you watch this week, just one video, let it be this video with Chase Hawk, the Hawk's Nest from Rockstar. This video is incredible. Starts out a little bit of behind the scenes and everything that led to this ramp getting built, the process of it being built, who built it, and then it goes into a full-blown riding edit, and Chase did just about everything you could think of to do. It's amazing. Chase's ramp is already bucket list. It's just so good. There's so much stuff. Like, you expect some tabletops from Chase Hawk, maybe a tail whip in there because it seems like he sneaks a tail whip into a lot of his videos at least once. And, some 450s and spinning like that. But he also does so much more in here that just was amazing. And it's not to say that you wouldn't expect that from Chase, but it was like so much good stuff that you could tell he got this ramp and just thought of everything he possibly could have and then just did it. There was also a whole bunch of sub-foo-fa-noos in here that got me really, really stoked. Yeah. I don't know what else to say other than you just have to watch this. Chase is incredible. This video is incredible. He spins regular and opposite like it's normal both ways for him. And yeah, the manual 180 around the curve wall ride thing too was just so sick. So watch this video. I'm going to stop talking about it. It's just under 12 minutes long and you need to see it. Then we got a video called Game from the Over It crew over in Argentina. So it's just at 12 minutes from 7 different countries with, let me just highlight the list of riders in case some of you might recognize any of those. But there's 7 countries: the US, Ecuador, Denmark, Colombia, Bolivia, Peru, and Argentina, edited in this. And if you want to see a mixtape from some people that you probably haven't heard of before in places that you probably never seen or been to, check this one out. Then we've got a longer video with Felix Prangenberg. It's behind the scenes, called Behind the Fest with Felix Prangenberg. It's behind the scenes and the road to Hammer and Nails Fest that happened. So it's 19 and a half minutes. If you want something a bit longer, see a little bit of insight into what it takes to organize an event like that one, there you go. Then we get into the interview stuff from this week. We've got Haro Talk Tales with Bob Haro. So it's not quite 7 minutes long, but got a couple questions for Bob Haro in here. And if you want to hear the man himself speak, this is where you hear it. Then S&M's Factory Friday this week. Mail Day with Muller. As usual, Factory Friday, touring through the factory and everything going on at the building in California. Then they cut to Colorado where Chris is opening up some new tires and things. And you'll just have to watch it to see more. And I want to remind you guys here, as I like to every week, if you guys use the code BRANT in all caps on Fit or S&M's website, you could save 10% on literally anything from either of their sites, whether it's a Fit complete bike or an S&M frame, 10% off, and you help me at the same time. So that being said, let's move on. Daryl Taco. Haro and Muller look like a doppelganger to each other. Hold up. Chris Muller, Bob Haro. I mean, they could definitely be related. If you looked at them side by side, you could see that. But anyways, podcast from this week. There was a Canode Nose that I totally missed. Let me pull that up real quick, too. But while I do that, Daryl Taco on the Unclicked podcast. That went up this week. Let me find it here. Yeah. How did this not get posted everywhere? BMX media sucks ass. Can I just go on a rant for a second? Why does Brock Rayford have a podcast on Dig that isn't posted everywhere? Like, why the hell would you not promote that everywhere? Because your competition's doing it? No. Stop being stupid and promote things that deserve to be promoted. Brock Rayford on Canode Nose should be talked about on every BMX media platform that, aside from the Bloom, because they cover women's BMX. This bullshit saying, why do we promote our competition, or just not doing it out of laziness or whatever stupid reason there might be, is crap. And you can promise that Brock rides for companies that probably sponsor other BMX media sites. And Fudger, if you're listening to this and you get upset with me saying this, you know I'm right, and you know that it's bullshit to not share things like this on a website where you're giving people the impression that you're giving them what's going on in BMX. Brock Rayford is incredible. You posted his Retaliate video. Why would you not post a podcast talking about and breaking down that video? Why wouldn't you? There's no reason. And you know that it takes 2 seconds to type a description and post it up on a website. It's just stupid, and it's another way to hold BMX back. We should be talking about things that are cool no matter who makes them. It's that simple. Brock has a part coming out for our BMX today. A whole nother reason to post the podcast. Everything can get promoted and everyone can be helped out, but people have this attitude, and I'm not going to say this is the reasoning for anybody, but people have an attitude like, oh, if I talk about this and promote somebody else, it could hurt me somehow. And it's not true. We can all be helped out. We live in an age of the internet where things all can be successful. You're already doing stuff. You already have companies paying you to post stuff. Why not? Just why not? And to say that to give any kind of thing of like, oh, it gets lost. It doesn't get lost. You pay people to post these things. It's bullshit. There's no reason for it. Everything like this should get shared everywhere because it's from someone like Brock Rayford. This is a perfect example of it. And if I type in, let me make sure I'm not wrong here. Yeah, it's not here. Why not? Just why not? Regardless, it doesn't matter. Getting salty in memory of Dixon. I mean, you could say that, yeah. It's just, it pisses me off whenever I see stuff like this and there'll be a simple cop out explanation of like, oh, whatever. And I've literally heard people say, like, I'm not going to post, why would I post my competition? Because it's fucking BMX. That's what we do. We don't do this shit for competition. We do this because we love BMX and we love talking about things that are cool. And if you lose sight of that, then that really sucks. It's that simple. This kind of thing should be everywhere. Brock Rayford deserves it. He works hard, and everybody who does stuff like this deserves it. It's that simple. I'm going to not talk about it anymore. Fudger, if you're upset with anything I've said, look in yourself and start posting stuff that deserves to be posted. It's that simple. Anyways, thank you guys for watching BMX News, where I talk about everything because BMX is the best thing ever. And I'm not going to just not talk about something because somebody in competition did it. I don't do that. Nobody pays me to talk about BMX News either. I don't have to get paid to talk about something. How about that? I don't have to have somebody pay me to want to promote something cool. If they wanted to, sure. And if I did have sponsors that paid me to talk about stuff, they'd get extra attention, but I would still talk about everything because it's BMX. It's that simple. And there's no telling me I'm wrong in this situation because there's no reason not to do it. Period. Anyways, thank you guys for tuning in. I will always talk about everything that goes on unless it is not in the interest of, like, it's not something you would talk about. I'm not going to share personal things. I'm not going to share things that shouldn't get talked about on the internet at all. Stuff that people don't want out there. I'm always going to do my best to be a reasonable person, talk about things that should be talked about, and just promote BMX in the best way possible. Because that's what I care about at the end of the day. I don't give a damn about if anybody's paying me to do it or not. I'm doing it out of the passion for it. And it just gets me fired up, man. Gets me real fired up. And I really don't care if it upsets people that I have this opinion because we should be talking about what's cool and celebrating good stuff. BMX drama alert. There is no drama. There's no drama there because I'm right. Anyways, I don't think I have anything else to say now that I've just burnt out my voice because I already had a sore throat. I'm going to chill out and enjoy the rest of my day. Shout out to everybody for tuning in. I do this live and I'm actually going to be late next week too. I have a work trip where I'm not going to get home until a little bit after noon, and then I won't even get back to my house until like 1 or something. So BMX News next week will probably be a 3:30 BMX News, unfortunately. But that's the way that it worked out this time. So yeah, thanks for tuning in, and tell people to share everything that's cool because it deserves it. It's that simple. Brock Rayford's podcast will be linked in the description. Same with Daryl Taco's podcast on Unclicked. And anybody else cool and worth talking about and recognizable in BMX who does a podcast is going to get talked about because they just